Start date -3123326.14897260028. Okay, so I will admit that every once in a while I end up in Toys R Us. And it's always something like, friend's little sibling has a birthday party, baby shower, whatever. Things happen, you end up there. Most recently, meaning tonight, we were looking for board games because Target and Walmart and stuff didn't have the board games we were looking for, so we were trying somewhere else. No biggie. So, while we were there, it was me and my mother, because every Sunday we have like family board game night with like my grandmother and yeah. Anyway, so while we were there, we decided to go by the Barbie aisle. And I know that sounds kind of silly, but I collect dolls, and my mom collects like old Barbie dolls and restores them like from like the 50s and 60s. And so, curiosity, we just went over there, and my heart was completely broken. Not only was Barbie ugly, but there was like 10 million different faces for her. There's not a Barbie face anymore. Like, she looks nothing like the Barbie I grew up with. And there's like 15 of them. There was even like this America's Next Top Model looking Barbie, like they were all wearing different black outfits that you could add accessories to and personalize. And there was literally like 12 different faces, and they were all like anorexically skinny and flat-chested and didn't look like Barbie. And I was like, what is this? This is not Barbie. And so, like, even the other dolls, which, were standard, like Dr. Barbie, this Barbie, that Barbie, like, looked really weird because there was a Princess Barbie who was in a blue outfit, and I was thinking, and she was a black Barbie, and I was thinking, wow, this looks like Moesha from the Cinderella movie. Like, the dress was almost identical, and there was a couple different blue dresses, and all had the same doll in them, but there was no title saying, oh, this is a Moesha Barbie or something, but they couldn't have tried to make it look more like her. And there was just several different Barbies that just did not look like Barbie. They looked like real people. And I found it mildly ironic that the most Barbie-looking Barbie I saw, God forbid me from saying this, was the Bella Barbie from the Twilight dolls, which I actually found rather odd because it seemed like they made a concerted effort to make the Kens look like Edward and Jacob. That's their names, right? But they made no attempt to make the Bella Barbie actually look like the actress who played her, and she looked more like the Barbies that I had growing up than any other Barbie there, and that was mildly surprising. But whatever. The one thing that was cool is they had plenty of like retro Barbies, like that looked like the Barbies from like the 50s and 60s with the like extreme cat eyes and stuff, and those Barbies had boobs. And I know there's all this, like, there's been for a long time talk of Barbies giving little girls the wrong idea of what women look like and all this other stuff. It's a doll. And it kind of is ridiculous to change something so iconic, like, to make her more politically, socially acceptable as to what little girls should hope that they look like. Because they've basically made Barbie fatter with smaller boobs, except for the anorexic model-looking Barbies, which, like, literally, my mom was, like, appalled, and she was like, those dolls don't have hips! And that was a little weird. And they're also different proportions and stuff. Some of them look like bobbleheads now. I guess they're going for the Bratz doll look or something. Anyway, it's ridiculous. And like I said, it just breaks my heart that they're taking something so iconic as Barbie and changing her like this. And I know there's been changes over the years, decades, whatever, but at least every time they changed it, they would be like, okay, this is the new face of Barbie. And there would be one face. Anyway, so the other thing that kind of surprised me was they had like all the Disney Princess Barbies. And they had like all of them. They had Snow White, they had Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella, Ariel, oh, what's the name of the princess from The Princess and the Frog? Anyway, they had her. They had, like, all the princesses. Except for Jasmine. And I was a little confused by this, because I was looking everywhere, because they had several different Cinderellas. And the one thing I've always liked is they've always kind of made the effort to make the faces of the Disney Princess Barbies look like them. Like, Sleeping Beauty has kind of a very angular jawline. They give Snow White big kind of chubby cheeks and a pink face, and like they make that effort. And I had a Jasmine Barbie growing up, and I love my Jasmine Barbie because she had like these big earrings, and there was no other Barbie that had like the crazy long black hair and was just, I always thought she was like the prettiest Barbie ever. And I started thinking about it. They have every other Disney princess at Toys R Us in Barbie form except for Jasmine. And my mom made kind of a joke, but I'm thinking there's maybe some truth to it. I'm almost wondering if it's because she's Arabic. Like, and that would be kind of stupid. I would think it'd be kind of stupid to like take Jasmine off the market because of that. But I can't think of unless Jasmine just doesn't sell very well, because I mean the shelf was packed. There was no room for a Jasmine doll, and they had like 3 different kinds of all the other Disney Princess Barbies. So I can't really think of another reason why there would no longer be a Jasmine doll available at Toys R Us. And I was kind of wondering if it was something that maybe Mattel or Disney was trying not to push as much, because I guess I could honestly see there not being as much of a market these days with all the different, you know, hostilities and issues and everything else. Or if Toys R Us doesn't want to sell them, or like, because it's one of 3 things. It's either Toys R Us doesn't want to sell Jasmine, Mattel and making Barbies, like the people who make Barbies don't want to make Jasmine, or Disney doesn't want them to make or sell Jasmine. I don't know which one it is. Or it could be as simple as the dolls are being made somewhere, but there's not a big enough market for them for Toys R Us to bother selling a Jasmine doll, which is kind of saddening to me. And they also don't have a Mulan doll, but I think pretty much after, like, I think I saw Mulan dolls right after Mulan came out. There was not an extended period of time of Mulan dolls, but there was a really pretty big period of time of Jasmine dolls. Because I had, like, Swimming Jasmine and Aladdin, and there were several different ones available, and they were available for years after the movies. The Mulan dolls I don't think were available as long as she's not really a Disney princess. So, anyway, that kind of broke my heart, and I think I've ranted about dolls for way too long, but it just kind of irked me. And yeah, so y'all have a great day and a great weekend. Yay, it's Friday. Well, what's left of Friday. P.S. Not to creep anybody out, but these are the kind of dolls I collect, like Madame Alexander dolls and Navajo dolls and porcelain dolls with the creepy staring eyes. I love dolls, but I don't really collect Barbies. I collect porcelain dolls. So yeah.